Hey folks, the Lone Gold Miner here. We are in the Southern Sierra foothills of California. The Mother Lone, the very south part of the Mother Lone down in Tuolumne and Mariposa County. And right now what you're looking at is the foothills. As you can see, we got some live oak and some brush, and pretty much everything's dry. But just to show you, there's a little creek right down below here. I hunted years ago and I found a few little specks of gold, and the headwaters of this creek starts up that way, and there's a mine up to the right, and who knows what other stringer veins are bleeding gold into this little creek right here. Seasonal creek. We don't have much water down here, unlike the central and northern California. So it's very, the benefit of that is if you're metal detecting, the southern region is pretty good, because the miners back in those days used crude methods. They used the rocker and cradle, and they lost a lot of gold in the tailing piles. So don't ignore those tailing piles if you're in anywhere really, but especially in the South Mother Lode region. Today I'm not going to be down there below, because it's pretty steep going down and going back up. But eventually I will have some time to work down there when the grass gets down. Right now I'm afraid of critters down there. And anyway, I'm going to go beyond that hill over there where the creek opens up really wide. And there's a section over there that is pretty clear of grass. And we're going to focus on that area. I haven't spent much time there at all. So I would call it virgin ground. And I'm just going to dig into the hillside. You'll see it when we get there. And then we're just going to dig target after target and see if we can find a piece of gold down there. All right. See you there when I get there. Just wanted to show you this part right here. We're dropping downstream. That section right there, that's a tailing pile. Okay. A very narrow area. And they worked that creek, and that's just one big, large tailing pile. I did find a nice little quartz gold specimen right in that pile, right where my finger's pointing. But we're not going to focus on that today, because gold travels downward, and we're going to go where the flow slows down and opens up. Even though they worked it pretty hard, like I said, I never metal detected it. We're gonna give it a go today. See you there. Okay, folks, we're here. We're in location. What we're going to do is we're downstream from that spot I was over that hill, and you see how it widens right here, and typically your gold's gonna spread out. This is a very wide section, as you see. I'm going to concentrate on this little hillside here where there's a little bit of grass, and down here, and we're just going to dig targets. We will go perhaps down in this section too, and do a little detecting up here too. All right, let's see on the first target. All right, folks, let's do a quick tune. Okay, let's push this button right here, the ground balance button. Pump it a few times. Keep it down there and don't let go of the button for a few seconds, and let go. All right, we're ready to go. See you on the first target. All right, we're on our first target. Sounds pretty deep. Let's give this a go and see what this is. Okay, I cleared a little bit of dirt. All right, a little strange sound. Let's dig her up. All right, she's still in there. See what it. All right, she's out. Let's use the magnet. Up. All right, what do we got here? We got a square nail. Okay, well, first target is a square nail. There's a lot of trash here, so we're going to continue on and see if we can find those really faint signals. All right, see you on the second target, folks. All right, right from the first target, as you see the holes there to my right. Got a very faint target, a deep target. Let's dig this puppy up. Those are the signals you want to hear. Really deep targets. Let's see what she is. Okay, I removed some dirt. She's still in there. Actually, to be honest with you, I mean, it sounds good. Smooth, deep, short signal. If you wanted an ideal target with the GPX pulse induction for a good target, this is classic. This is it. This is what you want to hear. All right, doesn't mean it's gold, but let's check it out. Okay, it's right here. Now it's starting to, when I went down 3-4 inches, now it's kind of sounding a bit irony trashy. Well, let's see what it is. I just, as I was digging, I just dug up a nice piece of Chinese porcelain or clay. You see the blue in there and the white? That indicates a lot of times the Chinese stuff. Anyhow, I'm gonna keep that. Cool. Oh, look at this. Look at this beautiful big piece. Oh man. Oh, look at that. That is gorgeous. Wow. All right. Looks like we're in an area where the Chinese dug. Now that could be good for Chinese relics, but it's bad for gold because those guys were pretty good at what they were doing. Wow. That is neat. I'm stoked either way. Let's find out what this target is down here. All right, we're down there about 7 inches. Let's continue. Okay, well, got a rusty old square nail right here. But there's some more down in there. Got to dig it all up. Let's dig it up. All right, just what I thought. Right on a magnet and the piece of metal. All right. Remember, ground balance it very often. This could be ground noise, but I'm going to dig a few inches off of that. We've got to take a little electrolyte break. Trash so far, folks. Got to give a shout out to one of my subscribers, Aaron. He recommended getting a speaker. And, you know, I've been thinking about this for 10, 15 years. Get an external speaker. But I always thought like, hey, you know, I'm not going to hear the real faint signals. But you know what? Even with the one speaker on one side, I can hear the tiny stuff. Had a friend, he had 2 speakers, external speakers. Worked for him. He had a little bit of deafness in his ear. But this one right now seems to be working just fine. So thanks, Aaron. Thanks for suggesting that and pushing me to get the external speaker. All right, let's go find a spot over there and find some gold. Okay, seems like we have a really deep target here. Let's dig this sucker up, see what that is. Okay, got to continue digging much deeper. Okay, I'm about 6-7 inches down. Still down there. Let me clear this up a bit. So the land over here, this is where the creek winds up 100 yards across. And they worked to a point over there where you see those trees over there. That's where they stopped. They worked to shallow. Bedrock is very close to the surface. As you see, I'm down there about 10 inches. I'm getting close. Signal's still down there. But you notice the tailing piles right here. Random small tailing piles. So, you know, you would assume this would be a great spot to check. Shallow bedrock, small little tailing piles. So we'll see. All right, let me dig this puppy up. Okay, got a big hole here. Down there quite a bit, at least a foot. And what do we get here? Look at that. Small horseshoe nail. Great. All right, well, we got to move forward. Doesn't mean the next one's not going to be gold. All right, let's continue. Okay, we got a faint target here. You hear it? Let's dig that puppy up. All right, that's all it was. Tiny little piece right there on my finger. All right, let's move forward to the next target. Okay, we have a target in a spot of tailing piles. You notice that black rock right there? They dug that all up, and you notice how far they went right to the, you can see that tree right in front of me. They went, sloped up, and they stopped there. And anyhow, I got a target right. Sounds deep, but we got to dig that up. Got to move those rocks, pull that up, see what it is. There's no other way. Let's do it. Okay, here's our piece right here. Not gold, just a round piece of iron. All right, let's continue on. All right, we're on tailings right here. Let's dig this puppy out. See what it is. All right, got it out of the hole. Let's use the magnet as the toe of the coil. And looks like we picked it up. What do we got? We have a piece of flat iron. All right, let's continue. Okay, we're on another target. I dug it out of here. Thought it was maybe trash. Pushed it over this way, and now I'm right here. Used my magnet, and I haven't picked it up yet. All right, well, let me get down there and see what that is. Not sure if it's mineralized ground or not, but I'm gonna have to dig that spot out. All right, folks, finally found the sucker. It's this piece right here, very flat, paper flat. Sometimes these flat pieces of metal that's really deteriorated, they'll give you the most oddest signals. But at least I got it out, and it's not gonna be picked up again by me. All right, let's move forward. Top of tailings, as you see. They probably used rocker boxes here and cradles, and transported water from way down there to here to work these benches. Okay, got herself a little signal here. Let me dig some of that up, see what's down there. Piece of metal. A lot of trash here, which is a good thing. It means nobody's detected this spot. But they couldn't have gotten all the gold, so it's a numbers thing, guys. Never give up. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 targets, trash targets. You just got to keep pushing through. I don't think I've dug 20 pieces of trash, so we just got to continue. All right, next target. Okay, I'm digging a target right here. All right. Okay, sounds funny, but let's dig her up. Okay, it's out. Let's use the magnet. Boot scrap. Okay, I moved it. Yep. All right. Sounds like I got it. Square nail. All right. Could be a mineralized soil, but I have to dig that out a bit, see if it's a real target. All right, folks. Yep, it's just a mineralized piece of ground. Once you break the dirt up, it's not, in one large piece. Once it's broken up, it dissipates. So as you see now, I'm not getting any signals right here. This is a reality nugget hunting, folks. So yeah, those who want to get into nugget hunting, you got to have patience. You got to have persistence. You got to know it's a numbers thing. You got to be in a area to find, in order to find nuggets with a metal detector, you have to be in an area where there's sizable gold that the detector could find gold. That's between, a tenth, 20th, a quarter gram, a gram and above. If you're in an area where it produces fine gold, you're not going to find any gold with a metal detector. You're better off using a pan or a sluice box and whatnot. But that's what it's all about. So I will continue, but first I have to get another. What's what I got here? Thought I had a target there, but no, I don't. Anyway, I got to get some liquids in my body, and I'll continue. All right. See you soon. All right, folks, we relocated to another location. We're downstream from where we were, and you can see there's a lot of boulders here. Man, if we could only pull all that stuff out of there just by way of osmosis. You could just levitate this stuff and just go down to bedrock. There would be gold down there. But anyhow, we're on the bench. We're up top. And we're going to go into that little forest over there. There's more shade in there. But I just got a target right here. So we're going to have to dig that up and see what that is. All right. Give me a few minutes and I'm going to dig that puppy out. Okay, we dug it out. It's out of the hole. Sounds like iron. I think I see it. Yep. There it is. All right. Well, it don't matter. We just keep digging. Keep on digging, folks. Never give up. Okay, I got myself a target. And I'm going to take a little time and dig that. And see what we get. All right. Okay, it's out. Woo-wee, it's hot, folks. It's a hot one. It's been about ranging from 98 to about 100 in the last 4 days up in these areas. And after about 4 or 5 hours out here, you're starting to feel it. Anyhow, we're gonna continue digging for a little longer, and it's turning out to be a reality hunt today, folks. But that's how it is. You got to get out there and do it. It's a numbers thing. Get in the area where there's this detectable gold, and dig everything. When you get tired, go home, and till next time. And eventually, you will find a nugget yourself. The hardest piece to find is the first nugget. Once you get the first nugget, the second and the third, they just start coming. All right. Let me dig this puppy out here and see what that is. All right, seems like it's in this clog of dirt. I'm going to break it in half and take a look-see here, see which half's it in. Well, it's not in this half. It's in this half right here. All right. lose it. All right, time to get the magnet out. It's a little piece right here, piece of iron. All right, let's continue. All right, we're gonna hit one more spot, folks, and we're gonna call it a day. It's kind of grassy, and but we're gonna give it a try, see if we get any more little signals out of this thing. This is some of the gold that I've gotten in this area. This is a pretty cool piece. A little over a gram, crystalline. As you see, it's kind of like an arrow, heart shape. Couple little pieces right here, but that's what we're looking for. And let's go try to find it. If not today, we're going to find it another day. You know, there's always that other day. And you know, the thing about it too is every season changes. Like right now it's summer, you got the grass kind of dying off. And as time flies, all that grass that you see out there, eventually in the winter, it's going to be flat. It's going to be dirt. It's going to be a lot easier to get in there. The poison oak's going to be dried out. All you're going to have is the reeds. They're not as infectious. If you touch it, you know, you're not going to get the oils on you. So winter's pretty good. It's a lot cooler. The pulse induction metal detectors seem to run a little quieter in the winter and whatnot. Right now, you know, it is what it is. Got to take it what it is. But yeah, here's some gold. Even though we may not find any today, this is some of the beautiful stuff we're looking for here. Look at that. Oh, you never get tired of it. It doesn't matter how small it is. You find this stuff, it's a win day. All right, folks, let me get my metal detector and let's get down into this little dry creek and try to find some more stuff. I have to retune it. It's 3 o'clock after in the afternoon. It's very hot and you have a lot of electromagnetic interference and who knows what. But when it's really hot, the detector just starts acting kind of weird. Early morning's the best time to go hunting. If you can get out there 6, 7 in the morning and run through about noon, that's a good day's effort. So we'll tune it. We'll ground balance it by hitting this button right here, holding it down. When it quiets down, keep the button down for a few seconds. Don't move it and release the button. Okay, seems like we have a target here. It's a woo-wee. It's a deep target. You hear how it goes low and high? Okay, let's dig that puppy up. I removed about 6 inches. All right, seems like it's a deeper target. All right, you see how wide that is. There's my pick. It's about 3.5 feet. Big coils, 17 by 13 evolutionary coil. Big coils, deep holes. The only thing about this spot is in the winter the dirt gets soft, and I know they've been shooting 22s here, so it wouldn't surprise me. It could be a dug or it's a deep 22 penetrated, but we don't know until we dig it. Just seems like it's much deeper, but we'll see. Let's check it out. Okay, we're about 16 inches down. The other thing about large coils, it's hard to pinpoint. That's why you got to go wide and then go down. All right, got to make this hole a little bit bigger than it is. Okay, we're down close to 2 feet. Close. All right. How I wish I should have brought my Garrett pinpointer. Go figure. Deep target, large coil, hard to pinpoint. Gotta dig a bigger hole. All right. This is a deep hole. So, lesson learned, bring a shovel, bring a pinpointer. But can't leave until we get the target out and fill in the hole. All right. Seems like it's in that corner over there. Gotta hike out of here and get something, other digging tool, see what I got in my car. It's just I can't get any further down there. Worst case scenario, I use my knife and just to go, one little bit at a time. But you see, we're working the high bench over there, and this is the creek that flows through. It's a seasonal creek. There's no water in it right now. And we're up top of there. All right, let me get something to dig this with. Oh, I'm so grateful. Look at this. I have a digging tool. My daughter and her husband were up and we're doing some metal detecting at a lake, and they needed something to dig with. So they went to a hardware store and picked these up. And guess what? Back of my car, I'm going to use this. Thank you, guys. All right, let's get back with our digging tools. We got a knife and we have this. All right. Let's get to it. Let's clear this out and we'll do a wrap up. And we'll get some rest today, and then tomorrow's another day. You got to continue. Never give up, guys. Keep on digging. You know that gold is waiting. It's in the dirt. And it's for those who persevere and dig every target. Dig hundreds, if not thousands of targets until you get that piece of gold. That's the trophy, guys. And that's what it's all about. All right. Let's get to it. Whew, this is a hard one, guys. Oh man. All right, I better use a detector, see what we get. All right, down there still. It's over there, that corner. All right. As I'm sitting here in this hole, digging this out, I can dream. I think I can dream, right? Big nugget, a life changer, 1 pounder down in there waiting for me. But, the probability of that is very slim. Anyhow, I got to keep digging. All right, folks, hate to admit it, but I'm going to have to give up on this today. I got to get my pinpointer, a shovel. There's going to be a part 2 on this as soon as I get back on another day, because that puppy's still down there. Check it out. It's not on this side. As I go this way. So, anyhow, I'm going to come back with a pinpointer and let's go do a wrap up for today. 100% effort today. As always, I'm going to leave this unopened. There's no danger to anybody here. And then we'll come back with a pinpointer and dig that out. Well, glad you joined me. Oh, I'm going to pick up and let's do a wrap up, and I'll see you at the car. All right, folks, welcome back. Here's our wrap up. Got a couple square nails right here, a little boot tack, bits of metal, flat, little tiny little bits of metal too. And then I guess the find of the day is Chinese porcelain. This is a nice piece. This could probably be my largest piece I've ever found. When that popped out, I was just like, wow. Anyhow, that's it. Thanks for hanging out with me on a reality hunt. What can I say? You get a pretty good perspective of what this is all about. You're not going to find gold all the time, but if you keep trying, you're going to do it. I keep repeating myself like a parrot. But anyhow, for those who do this type of stuff, you know that it's just an enjoyable activity. I got one hell of a workout today. That's the creek that I've been working, and we're right over there, up above the bank where that tree is. We're going to come back tomorrow more than likely and get the pinpointer in there and dig that out. It's probably a pick or something. I have no idea. But you know, we got to find out. So join me on part 2. I'm gonna get something to drink and get something to eat and rest up, and excited to come back and do it all over again. All right, folks, wherever you are, good evening. If you're getting up, good morning. Make it a great evening. Make it a great day, and can have a good attitude. It really helps out. Take care, folks.